That's not so dark. I can live with that. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round one of the Copenhagen Society event. Let me put a timer up on the screen. That. Thank you for joining me. Trying to sort out this cable as well. So, let me get my headphones. Let me give a brief introduction before I have to go take care of something else. Just remember. Okay, so we're ready to go. Both players are set up on the table and are beginning their deployment. They're already deployed, no? They're already through to round two, I guess. On the right side of the table, we've got Kai on Frans Bongers from the Netherlands. Has travelled over. He's playing the Inquisitor with Push the Limit, Proton Rockets, TIE V1 title, and auto thrusters. And that rear admiral Shiro's name's too long. Let me get. I should have changed that. F4. Should have known. Should have known. There we go. Rear Admiral Shiro. That's better. he's got. This is a different build, huh? The Inquisitor, Rear Admiral Shiro, Rebel Captive, Predator, Gunner, Kylo Ren, Dauntless, and Engine Upgrade. So an interesting build up on Fran's side of the table. Not very common at all. And then on Kai, on the left side of the table, he's got the low-fall Rebel build, is what I understood I was going to be seeing. But it's not. It's not low-fall Rebel at all. It's different. It's Kanan with accuracy corrector, twin laser turret, Ray, tactician, engine upgrade, and ghost. Fenrau as the standard, veteran instincts, hotshot co-pilot, flight assist astromech, and Zebarelius with chopper and phantom title. So yeah, I was expecting to see low-fall Rebel, and then I suddenly realised halfway after looking through all this, it was a Kanan with accuracy corrector and Ray and tactician. So it's a little bit different than what was expecting to be seen, to what you expect to see lately on the table when these two ships got popped up. There's no Ezra, no more. So it's slightly different format. Big hall here, 400 players sitting down at the end. Well, I'll double check, but that's how many people more or less signed up for the event. Thank you for joining me in chat, everybody. Once again, thank you to all the viewers that have tuned in. Please do take a moment to share this out through your local communities. Give it a good share on your Facebook group, on your message groups, on your direct message groups. Let everyone know. I didn't announce I was going to be here because there was a local team, the local German team was going to be streaming as well. And I didn't want to make it seem like I was trying to step on anybody's toes by saying that I was going to be here. So I wanted to make sure they had the opportunity to publicise themselves, and it's their home tournament. I'm kind of the interloper here, so I didn't want to really mess around with bothering anyone in that respect. So please do share out the link and make sure as many people can find this as possible. Now, once again, I've been set up on a stage. I don't like being set up on stages, okay? So when I switch to the player camera, it looks a little bit dark. I've got a little light on the table to try and improve it. And I need to angle it up a bit because we can't see their heads. But yeah, it's a little bit darker than I'm used to. I mean, obviously, I got a lot of complaints at the last event I did because it was too bright. So now it's too dark, and everyone's got something to complain about eventually. But there it is. I have got a little light on the table. Not sure how well it will do because it's battery operated. We just have to keep our fingers crossed. But I am lucky to be here. Like I say, they already had stream doing, and they said, you know, if you want to come along, we'll make space for you as well, which made me very happy to get the opportunity to come to Germany. As I was speaking to Timo Raab earlier, I've never actually been in Germany before. Never in Germany, to the best of my knowledge, unless somebody, one of my family or my wife is going to suddenly turn around and tell me, what about that time? And I go, oh yeah. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Germany before. We've got an excellent weekend of X-Wing gaming coming up for you. We've got 2 streams taking place here at the Hannover System Open. You've got the X-Wing SGH group also streaming parallel to my table. They've got Stefan Kahler, one of the best German players, undisputed German players around. Made top 16 at World Championships 2016. And he's playing a Chirano Inquisitor as well, but he's got the Kylo Ren version. Maybe Palpatine as well, I would guess. And it's interesting for Frans to take proton rockets as a choice on Inquisitor. Not very often that you see Inquisitor with proton rockets these days. I need to plug in that tablet on the battery run out. So, in this case, Frans has taken a pretty standard deployment. Let me turn down the volume on this. For the Decimator Ace combination, he wants the Decimator to try and flank whilst baiting them along with the smaller, more delicate Ace. And of course, when you're talking about the low full Rebel, or not, in this case it's Kanan, Kanan Fen combination, they really look forward to taking a ship off the board. Oof. So specifically, I wanted to make sure I got Kai on the stream at this event because Kai was one of the System Open winners from 2016, and I became very close with all of them, except for Kai. Kai was the last one to win, and it became very difficult. There was very little time to talk to him, and he's a very private person, so it made it difficult for me to get the opportunity to chat to him as I did before the rest. And we even did an interview series that he declined to participate in because for those reasons, for his own personal reasons. So I wanted to get the opportunity to meet him. So just to give you a background on Kai, Kai won the 2016 Low-Fall Open here in Germany. That Open was basically, well, you could call it the awakening of Atani, because that was before Paratani had been discovered. And the Atani was being dismissed very largely as a non-plus upgrade. One of the players went to Low-Fall Open with, and he had a Torquil Mux, and he had 3 M3As with Atani on them, all of them, and he ended up doing really well and getting through to the top 8. If I remember rightly, because I remember his streams. If you look for the stream, Low-Fall Open 2016, that they did on YouTube, you can find out of the 9 games that they did or something like that, 7 games that were played, there were like 3 games with this one dude. They just ended up winning and staying on table 1. And you managed to watch this, and everyone was kind of going crazy that these M3As were actually winning games at the time when they weren't supposed to be able to do that. So that was when Europe really started to pay attention to the Atani combination. And then a few months later, you have Atani going to the World Championships in the hands of Ben Lee and some other British London players. I think Jesper also played a Hawk Atani list in that World Championship. And then it was around about Christmas time, 2016, when Maciej Paraszek from Poland came up with the Paratani combination on Vassal and proceeded to destroy everybody with the high action efficiency that he was getting, and ended up proving that was the dominant force in the meta, which ended up winning three or four opens in a row that next spring, before eventually getting nerfed hard before the Tatooine Open took place. I had to plug in the tablet before it ran out of charge. It's not charging now. There we go. So, the reason why I was speaking about the German Open 2016 was because Kai ended up being the eventual winner. He went on to play in the Coruscant Invitational that summer in London at the Star Wars Celebration as one of the 8 players that were invited from the 8 Opens, along with Ryan Fleming from the Adepticon Open, the Hof Open 2016, Fernando de la Torre from the Jakku Open in Creuset, France, Piotr Kuk, who won the Endor Open in Poland the same weekend as the Jakku Open in France. Who else was it? It was then it was Andrew Patterson won the Yavin Open. Abel Alvarez won the Tatooine Open the same weekend as the Tatooine Open. Sasha Glitch won the Naboo Open in Copenhagen. Then we had the Kashik Open in Italy, which was won by Tom Reed, and finally the Lofel Open in Germany was won by Kai Krupp. Those 8 players played in 2 pods, a round robin, before the 2 best performing players faced off in a final. Where they had to play a list with a ship that would been chosen by the community. I think the Rebels chose the Hawk. The Hawk was chosen. In the Scum in those days, the Star Viper was chosen, and in Imperials they chose the Punisher. So they all had to bring a list they all had to bring 3 lists, and they had to include those ships. The 2 finalists was Kai Krupp, who we're seeing today, and Piotr Kuk. And Piotr Kuk went to carry the day in a face-off where they were left. They both played their Scum lists, where they both had to use a Starfighter, and obviously they obviously both had Guri. And I think there was the rest of the list was almost the same. It ended up being just I think it was Piotr's Guri ended up one manning the whole of Kai's list, if I remember rightly. But it's been a while now, so I do apologise. So some hard thinking. I do apologise. We've got a case of sniffles from the last weekend, so I do apologise if there's some foul noises coming through. just give me 1 second. Just cutting all my microphones just to check if there's any sound problems. Please do let me know if there are any sound problems in the chat. This is just my microphone active. Okay. Now I'll turn up the table microphone. So, it looks like Kai is working out his coordinate action. Now the Inquisitor doesn't have a focus token right now. So those proton rockets aren't really much good to him. And now he's going to get TLT'd severely. So, I don't know, maybe he's going to pull off next turn a hard one to the... a two turn to the left to make sure he keeps arc. Hello? Hang on. Oh, that's so dumb. Okay, that's everything fixed there. Terribly sorry, gentlemen. This is one of the problems, ladies as well. This is one of the problems we have with the with the stream software. Is it just decides suddenly, I'm not going to use the microphone you were using, and obviously, if I don't get warned about it, I don't find out. So anyway, as I was saying before, and I'll repeat most of it, but not too much because obviously I didn't want to get lost. Kai was a...
I thought I would have taken a shot with Inquisitor going up.
Range 2, yes, but I thought it was range 1.
Kai was one of the System Opens from the first System Open series in 2018, winning the 2016, sorry, winning the 2016 Local Open. So yeah, he won the 2016 Local Open in Germany and went on to play in the final against Piotr Krupp in the Coruscant Invitational at the at the Star Wars Celebration, where 8 players were invited. And he ended up just losing out on that final. Piotr's Guri ended up one-manning pretty much Kai's list in the end game. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to have Kai on this game was because he's one of the only 2 people here. There's only 2 people here that have won a System Open event previously. We've got Mankit Liu, who just won in Copenhagen this February, and Kai Krupp, who won 2 years ago in Germany. So that was one of the reasons why I have Kai on. Frans has come from the Netherlands. with the Dutch team. Although I'm not seeing Rick Porcius so far today, which is a surprise because he's been at every single other one. So yeah, there was one moment. Okay, so in 2016 there were 8 System Open winners. I'll go through the whole thing again just because of the sound issue. In 2016 there were 8 Open winners. First was Ryan Fleming at the Hof Open at the Adepticon in Chicago. Second was Fernando de la Torre. He won the Jakku Open in Cousset, France. For the same weekend, Piotr Kuk won the Endor Open in Poland. It's 3 so far. Next was Andrew Patterson to win the Yavin Open in Birmingham. Next was Abel Alvarez to win the... Well, technically speaking, no. Sasha Glitch won the Naboo Open that same weekend before Abel's game was finished. Sasha Glitch, who's one of the judges' team this weekend, won the Naboo Open in Copenhagen. And the same weekend we had Abel Alvarez win the Tatooine Open in Madrid, Spain, with his Tel Travura Dengaroo combo with the Gonk droid regenerating shields. So far that's 6. So then, yeah, the only 2 that are left are the Kashik Open in Italy, which is won by Tom Reed, and the Lofort Open here in Germany, which is won by Kai Krupp. All 8 players went to the Celebration Europe for Star Wars in London, where they had a 2-pod system where 4 players were put into each pod. They did a round-robin tournament. The best player from each pod then faced off in a final. The other thing that was interesting about it, they're placing a Kylo Ren, blinded pilot now. No, he's not. What's he doing? He's not got Kylo Ren. Oh, see, that's my bad. I was thinking of something else. Because he's got Rebel Captive and Gunner. I was thinking, right, okay. Yeah, so they had to play with 3 lists. Each player brought 3 lists, and in the round robin they would have to play a different list each round. And they were also forced to take a special ship from each list for each list. So in the Scum, there was voting done, and the Scum faction, the Star Viper was chosen. The Imperial faction had the Punisher chosen, and the Rebels had the Hawk chosen, the Moldy Crow, the HWK 290. They then played, as I said, the first 3 rounds of the round robin. They played off against each other, and then 2 finalists, which in this case was Kai Krupp and Piotr Kuk, faced off in the final game. They were able to choose which of their 3 lists they wanted to play. They both went for the Scum list, where they both had a Guri Star Viper. It was pretty much the same configuration. As I say, it was, in the end, it was the Guri Star Viper from Piotr's side of the table. Ended up taking down most of Kai's list. So just turning down the microphone on the table there, just to make sure that everything's being heard fine through the microphones now. Please do let me know in chat.
Start round 1 token from Ray.
Okay. Fan first then?
Fan first. This is on Shirano.
Okay, so firing on Shirano.
It's range 3, right? No range 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Gets a focus. No, nothing to modify with. No, he doesn't want to spend that modification. The focus token he's got wants to save that.
Yes.
So 3 against 2. Target lock.
1 hit, 1 crit, and with the target lock gets another. That's 2 hits and a crit. 2 blanks from Fenrau. Takes a shield and damage, and a face up, which is be the blinded pilot. Oh no, it's not blinded pilot. What is it? It's damaged cockpit.
Range 3 shot from Shirano.
Damage cockpit. So pilot skill 0 on Fenrir. Excellent use of Kylo Ren.
Can we roll 1 Predator?
That's devastating.
Focus.
Okay, Gunner. Predator. One crits. Okay.
Looks like it was it looked to me like it might have been a weapon malfunction or a thrust control fire. Weapon malfunction it can't be. He's not placed it in a place where I can see it. Anyway. What do you reckon it is? Thrust control fire? No. It looked like it had more lots of squares on it.
Thrusters and evade token.
Loose stabilizer, I would guess. No.
No, one shields.
End of turn.
3 hits. Well, 2 and a crit, but it's TLT. Inquisitor's lost both shields. And with Auto Thrusters managed to save 1.
One goes through.
Stacking up focus tokens on Ray, but Fenrir already in a serious situation.
Spin target lock. What are his green moves? The 1 forward, 2 forward, and the 1 banks?
1 forward and the 2 banks. It's 2 forwards. And 3 forward.
And 3 forward. Okay. Let's assume you don't go to do the 3 forward.
And I'll be back in a minute. Sorry if you're not changing over the camera there. So, yeah, so PS0 Fenral now, making that coordinate action a lot less effective. Had to quickly go run for a technical break. So yes, we are here this weekend in Hannover to follow the System Open Series from Germany, and this is all thanks to the help I received through Patreon. And once again, there are 2 streams taking place. Actually, no, before I get into promoting myself, let's talk about the excellent weekend of X-Wing gaming you've got coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, a bit out of breath now, but give me a second, I'll get back into it. So we've got, right now, I'm streaming, it's 85 viewers, thank you very much for all of you who joined us. We've got X-Wing SHG, which is the other stream here in the Hannover Open. We've got General Games AUS, which is Australia. They're streaming a good game as well. They've always got excellent quality stream over there. We've also got the Malaga Regional from Spain being streamed to YouTube. And this evening, we will be having the Back to Dials team streaming their campaign against a cancer event, which will be a marathon event starting up at 6 p.m. Central European Summertime, or 5 p.m. British Summertime. So this weekend, for those of you who've got multiple screens, you're going to be at no loss for X-Wing. Okay, so let's go through the attack phase. 2 hits and 1 evade. Looks like Fen's a goner. So that's Proton Rocket still in his pocket. The Inquisitor still has a Proton Rocket in his pocket to take on Kanan.
So range 3 shot on Kanan.
Yep.
Now Shirano fires on Kanan. 3 hits, 1 evade. Loses 2 shields. Kanan doesn't have range on Inquisitor for the TLT, so we'll only be firing on Shirano.
Yeah, you have 4 TLT shots.
4 TLT shots, 4 damage and 1 stress.
And of course, the defend
Yeah, and I'll just take 4 shields off.
they just take the 4 shields because they say, "What's the point? What's the point in rolling dice for that?" And there you go, back to Dials. So yes, we are here this weekend. Obviously there are 2 streams taking place. The only reason I am here is because I have the support of my Patreon followers. We are currently at just under our goal of $325 per month. With those $325 per month, I can pretty much guarantee that I can get to a good high level, high attendance tournament of X-Wing every single month here in Europe. There's always something to go to. As I said before, we've got this month. We've got, in 2 weeks there's Bologna. If everything keeps going according to plan and if that money keeps coming into Patreon, I can probably make it to Bologna as well. After that we've got May. I've got the Spanish team selection tournament for the ETC, the European Team Championship. We'll be doing that in May in Valencia. Then we've got June, there's the European Championships, there's the Paris System Open Series. We will have July. Right now I don't think there's anything, so that might be 1 month I get to take a rest. In August, the ETC comes the first weekend of August. The UK National is also in last weekend of August, so there's 2 options there in August. In September, they're probably going to see somebody start nationals up. I don't know if it's maybe France or Belgium or somewhere like that I want to try and get to. Of course, Poland as well. I'm trying to get to a Polish event sometime soon. I've got a lot of support in Poland, and I'd like to come along. In October, I believe we'd probably have another national. November, if there's no other nationals, I've also got the Spanish Team Championship, the 6-man teams that face off also in Valencia. The events in Valencia are also easier for me because they're at home, so that helps a little bit. And then you're getting into November, December, and we're not sure right now, but you know, anything can happen there. as I've said, so basically I've gone through all the months basically up until the end of the year. There's pretty much something taken care of. With case of May being Worlds, I really don't think I'm going to be able to manage that because I'm doing Hannover. I'm going to try and do Bologna System Open, and so I don't have the money, not even through Patreon do I have the money to go to Worlds. And to be honest, I don't think I'm not quite sure what the situation is going to be with that Worlds this year, because with the announcement that was made that you could apply for a press pass, but they were not going to provide you with power and internet. So fair play to the guys who do make it, but they're going to have to do something a little bit naughty, I'm guessing, because there's not much option with regards to how... What's that? What's that? I just pulled a piece out of my chair. There's a piece in it. Alright, okay, this might be like a connector. Okay. They're not going to be able to use power there, and obviously this is a situation that, like, I mean, I hope they do get to use power, but at the same time you've got to realise that if they do use power, then it's going to be a problem with larger media outlets that are covering the event. Okay, so that's the whole reason they've given press passes this time round, to try and promote product. And if it ends up that you've got, for example, a real press outfit showing up and not using internet or power from the venue, and then you've got us guys are basically amateurs showing up and creating a complete installation and using power from the venue. Power, at least, I don't think internet. They I know they use their own Wi-Fi, their own 3G dongles and things like that. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure if that's something that, I mean, so what basically what I'm saying is, when Worlds announced the ticketing system, the lottery system and all that, they also included the option of applying for a press pass to attend as a member of press. Right? There was no specific, from what I remember, there was no requirements of having press credentials, but they did state that they would not be able to provide power or internet to people, to press coverage. Okay, to anybody really. So obviously, if you're going to show up and expect, obviously what I would hope would happen is that they're not going to turn around and tell them not to use the plug sockets, but they're within their rights to, basically. So that would be difficult, and they may be doing that because they want to make sure that they are the only stream. They're trying to make sure their other games gain coverage, and if their whole audience is just watching an X-Wing stream because X-Wing is the most popular game, then it means that they're losing out on games such as Destiny, Legion that's coming up, and other stuff. So it may be that they've taken that measure to try and make sure they consolidate their factors. And like I say, I mean, I'd like to try and do as much as possible and get as far as possible, but it all depends on the Patreon at the moment. And even with the goal of $325 that I have, that's not covering all costs of going to events. This event has definitely spent a lot of money from my own pocket. I can tell you that every single penny that goes into Patreon is used directly to me getting to these events and being able to cover them. And it's not covering all the costs that I have, so I'm still spending money out of my own pocket. Obviously, I have to pay for food while I'm here and drink, and so there's a lot to do, and it's difficult. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try and make it into a sob story. It's not easy. It's not easy, guys, by any means, to come along and do this. Just take a look at the other stream that you can this weekend. They've got 3 guys. They've got 2 guys commentating together. And they've got a dude watching the game, updating the information on screen whilst I'm doing it from here, all by myself. Now the whole reason is that when I first started off doing this, there's no way I could get 2 people to refuse to play to accompany me. So 2 hits, target lock gets reroll, gets a focus, uses an evade, takes 1 on the ghost. Oh no, 2. Maybe he spent the focus, or maybe, don't know. Not always what it is. It's like 2 focuses and a hit. No, it's 2 hits and a focus. Spends the focus. 2 blanks. Takes. got one for auto
Spend all
thrusters.
my tokens now or just take the hit? Take a hit.
Inquisitor's down to 1 hull point now. With the second TLT, 2 hits.
Thrusters?
Yes.
Auto thrusters manages to save him this time. Re-rolls with the target lock. He's got 1 hit so far. Gets 2 focus results.
Should use the tokens. 2. Yeah, thrusters. Okay, that's a shame.
So no further damage. And they go back to dials for another round.
Okay, I'll use the Carlo Ren action for blind pilots. Can you see if both blind pilots are still there?
Plenty of players from all over Europe come in here. We've got a huge contingent from Copenhagen. You can see in the background when I show the player camera one of the pink shirts from Rune Pritzlau, who I met in Copenhagen.
I'll target lock, get evade, focus, take stress. Yeah. Quiz the first, range 3 shot, or well, range 1 shot because of the good there.
Okay, so Inquisitor
3 against 3. Target lock.
fires on Kanan. Only manages to get 1 hit.
1 damage.
Sure.
Yep.
Do we know that?
Range 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Predator. Crits.
1 crit.
So blind pilot goes through.
Yes.
Blinded
you
pilot
shield.
gets stuck onto the ghost.
Oh, this one does.
Yeah, you took one shield off, so take it off.
No, it's gone onto Zeb.
So you
No,
can flip it now.
it's on the
Yeah, you
ghost.
can shoot your TLT for the end of round shot.
He's still got the 2 shields. He's
yes,
taken a
TLT
damage.
on Inquisitor.
Oh, it gets confusing now these days. With all this damage shenanigans. 3 focus results. Gets the 3 results for the evade. I can see 1 hit, 1 focus.
Oh, that's
Gets enough to save him from that one as well. And they go back to dials. Okay, so 2 hard, turn to the left.
Okay. Where's the turn?
So once again, thank you everyone for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have come all the way to Germany. Never been to Germany before. I've never been to Copenhagen either, or Denmark before. So this is like first for me. I'm really happy to be extending my coverage region to have covered more of Europe. Germany now included, Denmark now included. Let's see if we can get Italy in a couple of weeks. Keep my fingers crossed that everything works out according to plan.
And all Kylo Ren for blinded pilot.
Kylo Ren to put another blinded pilot on the Kanan. On the Kanan. The cannon.
Okay, well, Kylo first, range 3, Shiva first through rock.
Yep.
3 against 2.
1-2 in the focus. Re-rolls. Gets 3. Gets 2 focus results. Takes 2 shields. No, I took off hole by mistake. I got to redesign my software. Oh, he's proton rocketing. 1, 2, 3. 2 hits, 2 focus, and I guess the one I can't see behind the demonstrator is also a hit. By the way, he separated him out. No, he's re-rolling with the target lock, the 3. Gets another 2 and a focus. Will he spend the focus to stick that damage on?
I'll keep the focus for 4 hits.
Okay, 4 hits. So that's 5 damage now. Damage cards now on the ghost, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 6 damage cards on the ghost. So down to 4 hull points. Oh well. It's a stinky one. That's not a good roll, is it?
Okay.
Yeah, he's hitting a crit. Evade, 2 blanks.
Yeah, only 1 choice, right? You can get your TLT shots.
Yes, but I don't want to get this.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. Now there was some reason he didn't want to shoot at Shirano. Why was that? Oh, he doesn't want to get gunned? No, that's not it. I don't know. Help me out in the chat if you know why. Cause I heard him say he didn't want to shoot him. The rebel captive, of course, the stress. There we go. Golly gosh, rebel captive. How long has it been since we've seen rebel captive on the table? Absolute bonkers. And what was it that happened? That I had to update. Oh, that's right. He spent his proton rocket. So those are discarded now. So some serious points being put onto the scoreboard in Frans Bongers' favour. You can't call him Bongers. It just doesn't sound right. Bongers. And they're off with a 2 bank right from the ghost from Kanan.
Sure how smart it is.
So yeah, once again guys, there is a whole lot of live X-Men going on this weekend. 2 streams live from Hannover. We've got a regional in the south of Spain in Malaga being streamed to YouTube. We've got the Australian streaming to General Games AUS on Twitch. We've got the Weekend Warlords also streaming their Saturday tournament to YouTube. And this evening we will have the Back to Dials crew doing the Campaign Against Cancer Marathon event. A 12-hour stream is what I've been told they're going to do. And they're going to have prizes to give away to the viewers. So when we do finish here, do make sure to pop over, just in case you're not out, you've not X-winged yourself out. You can pop over to the Back to Dial stream and hopefully get yourself some Lego prizes or something. Slotting himself into that range 1 blind spot on the Kanan with the Inquisitor. An excellent maneuver. But he's probably not got arc either. So this is probably going to be a turn where we're not going to see any combat. Because I honestly think it looks like to me he's at range 1, so there's going to be no TLT. And he's within that gap. Of course it's range 1. So no shots this turn. Back to Dials again. Oh god, this win. What? Tell me something. Why does Windows Update always happen right before System Open event? Do it on the 10th of April. Yes. Okay. Okay, now what do I do? Just close it. Now you see, because Windows is going, I want to do an update, so I'm going to archive files. The stream is lagging. Oh. It's true that I don't use a laptop any other time. I guess.
Does this fit?
Oh, that's nice. Really forgot about the boost.
Okay. And it looks like he's misjudged here, and he's gotten himself right into that range 1 rear arc on the Ghost. That Inquisitor's down to 1 whole card, 1 whole point, and it looks like he might be in danger. And he's going to go for it. He's going to take the shot and just eat it. Eat that. He's giving up the Inquisitor this round. I think he's trying to sink his last 3 damage to just leave the Ghost down to 1 whole point before the Shirano gets back into the game, even if it means giving up the Inquisitor. So is he at range with Shirano?
Range 3 shot?
Looks like it. Range 3 shot from Shirano onto Kanan Jarrus. Gets a hit and 2 blanks. Has Predator for a reroll, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets nothing. Damage goes on anyway. So this could mean that Kanan is dead now with the attack from the Inquisitor.
So primary against Inquisitor. And I take focus.
Dead anyway.
Oh, how come? Oh, he doesn't have arc. He pulled left. Bam goes Inquisitor. Damn. Did not see him pull to left. It looked like he did a straight maneuver. But no, bye bye Inquisitor.
How many holders is left?
So the Kanan Jarrus now down to 3 holes. Back to Dahl. So Kai Scott having a difficult game of it here. It's going to take some serious work from Kai to bring this Decimator down into a situation where he's going to win this game. The Decimator itself is worth worth 66 points. So at half hole he'll have 33. Assuming he doesn't lose the ghost, he can win. But then they both of them have got engine upgrade. There's no running in this game here. There's 16 minutes left on the clock. There's not with the engine upgrade on both of them. There's going to be no opportunity to just run. And now he's going to be firing on the Shirano. Oh, and Shirano's lining up for a devastating kill shot. 4 dice. Shirano's ability is not working at range 1, right? 4 blanks. My God.
Yeah, well, this is the crit. Predator 1.
Yep.
Predator 1, he gets the crit.
Another crit. So you get the blinded.
So he takes blinded pilot. And it takes another one. Console fire.
Okay.
But limps away on 1 whole point when he should have died. He should have died that round. It should have been all over. But Frans' dice fluffed terribly. That was a devastating roll from Frans against all odds. Having killed the Inquisitor, claws back at a healthy margin for Kai in this case. Now, as we mentioned, this tournament structure, you may think that margin isn't important because you progress based on your win schedule, okay? So there's 3 stages. Strictly speaking, I shouldn't call them round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6, because that's not what they are. There's a stage 1, round 1, round 2, round 3. Then there's a stage 2, round 2, round 3, round 1, round 2, round 3. Okay? To get to stage 2, you have to have won at least 2 games in stage 1. To get to stage 3, you have to have won at least 5 games. Oh, it looks like the Zeb Aurelius is pooping out before he gets blown out with a damage card. And what maneuver did he just do? A 1? Oh, okay. Now he's got an action, gets focus. The Decimator obviously foresaw the Zeb Aurelius and said, you know what, I could probably take Zeb Aurelius out with 1 shot at range 1.
Okay, range 2 shot against the Ghost.
Yep.
Predator.
Yep. So
Okay. So how did Zeb stick 3? God damn it, Zeb must have had a good roll. So I got distracted by a message on my phone. And Zeb must have got a god roll off there.
Okay. Can you please remove him? Where's my...
Leapfrogs over Zeb.
Okay, I'll focus.
Yep.
Okay, 4 die attacks. 4 against 2. Predator. And I'll make 1 a crit. And I'll focus for the other one.
Yes, evading the focus. Spends the focus. Spends an evade. Only takes 1 damage. Camera's lagging too much. Body window.
Cool.
Okay. So now disengaging the 2 ships. But basically this is pretty much all Franz's game. Last 10 minutes of the round.
Okay, dials.
So yeah, not really thinking there's much that Kai can pull out on this game now. He's really got quite heavily countered by Frans. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's joined us for this game. Like I say, I will have interviews with the players shortly after, assuming they're both happy to do that. And please do consider supporting me on Patreon. The reason the money that I get from Patreon is fundamental to bring me to events like this. Every single penny that goes into Patreon gets spent on attending events.
It's such a silly list. I kind of think we had about 10 actual rounds in total. We just sat there going, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I knew.
Yeah, not much. Like I say, not much going on here. This is where they're going to come face to face now. May just be in range. Yeah, that made range. Wow. Okay. No, they're not. Look like he's picking up dice. So this is going to be where it happens now. But really, I can't see any situation that can see Zeb Aurelius getting 9 damage onto Rear Admiral Chirano. I mean, at least you can try and claw back the MOV, which is what I was talking about earlier. Sorry, yeah. So you progress to stage 3 if you've won 5 games, at a minimum of 5 games. Now, this means we get a number of players going through to stage 3 that is not equal to a power of 2. So when you're forming an elimination bracket, you need to have exactly a power of 2. Otherwise, you don't manage it. It doesn't square up correctly. So what happens then is the number of players that qualify for stage 3 gets rounded up to the next power of 2, and the places that are missing get filled with buys. So when you do a top cut, let's imagine there's a top 8 where you play player number 1 plays player number 8, player 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Yeah, the same thing if it's the top 64. 1 plays 64, 2 plays 62, and so on and so on and so on. In this case, imagine, let's say you've got your top
Predator.
You've got 12 players with 5 wins going through the stage 3. Takes 2 and a crit. No, 1 and a crit. So it looks like it's stun pilot. Stun pilot after you execute a maneuver. If you are touching another ship or overlapping your obstacle token, suffer 1 damage. So that's it. That's pretty much everything messed up for Kai. I think it's going to be difficult for him to escape receiving 1 shot this round and to return fire. He's gone for K. Okay, to make sure he can return fire. He's going to get shot out first by the Admiral.
I'll take a focus. Range 3, I think. It's 3 against 3. Predator and focus token.
3 hits with the focus and Predator. That's game.
Thanks, man. Your opening was good with the Inquisitor.
Yes, sir.
I really thought it was
I hope that I get the rear arc on it.
Yeah. Nice. What late?
Close.
And we'll cut down the microphone on the table. Thank you very much for taking part.
Yeah.
How was that game for you, Frans? What's going on here?
It was a close game.
Yeah?
I think Kai's opening was way better than mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, the point was when in the second round when I moved the Inquisitor forward and the Decimator didn't go that hard, that fast. I thought I might even lose the Inquisitor or get some hits, and I think I was lucky the third round. He boosted and he didn't have a rear arc, and it was range 1, so he couldn't shoot the Inquisitor. I think that was the changing round because I also put 4 hits on Fen.
Yeah, you did a huge amount of damage in that 1 shot, on Fen, and that made it a lot more difficult for you. A lot more difficult for Kai to recover from having lost Fen so early, especially and using the Kylo to put damaged cockpit on him, completely negating that coordinate action and stuff like that. Excellent work there. I was really impressed because of course when you say Kylo, I go he's going to get a blinded pilot, but then of course damaged cockpit.
Damaged cockpit was
much better for Fen.
But in a lot of games, because you against aces is good, everything's lost, and with Predator you actually can get to reroll 2 dice instead of 1.
Yeah, of course.
As soon as they are pilot skill 0.
Excellent. So well done. You've come over from Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have many come over from Utrecht?
I think there are like 6 or 7 of us.
Oh,
I
cool.
think a total of around 30 people from Holland. So
And the
a
Amsterdam
lot.
team is
Yeah,
showing up.
yeah.
Is Rick here today? Rick Porcius?
yeah, he's here.
I've not seen him yet, but he's been at all the other ones, so I guess he must have been here somewhere. Okay, what's it's an interesting list you've got with the Chirano and the Inquisitor. The combination of putting proton rockets on Inquisitor, giving him a huge damage spike when you get into the right position, and using Rebel Captive, which is something we've not seen in a long time.
No, but really, it's a really good card.
Yeah, it gives it a lot of, as in we've seen in one situation where Kai's basically turned around and said, "I don't want to shoot."
No,
you.
but you don't want to shoot. You limit people's movement options because they have to either do green moves or don't take actions.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of cards right now like Expertise, Maul, which also don't work as soon as they get a stress from Chirano, and you get a stress before you actually shoot. So.
Excellent. So with this list, do you find the low full fen matchup? I mean, obviously in this case it wasn't a strict low full fen, but do you find it a good matchup for your list?
I think I should be able to win most times. I was playing like Chirano Vader before. But found Vader without auto thrusters against the TLTs. That's like a harder matchup.
Okay.
But most of the time you can put enough damage on Fen, and as long as you get 2 blind pilots off, you kind of start winning the damage race.
Excellent. Okay.
So,
excellent. Thank you very much, man.
Okay,
Thank you for taking part in the stream.
Yeah, cool.
And
Thanks
good luck with the rest of your games. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool. Bye.